First real look at this new look offense. What's your evaluation?
First half was solid. Guys came out, they were aggressive, got up and down the floor, shared the basketball pretty much. And then, we kind of had a little bit of a let off in that second quarter, and it kind of trickled into the rest of the second half.
You kept your starters below your 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
How did you think Zion did out there tonight?
I thought he was great. He looked good. He does what he does. He gets on the floor. He creates contact. His gravity gets guys open looks. And like I said, I thought the first half, it looked pretty solid for us.
In particular, it looked like those minutes with him at the 5 were really effective. What did you think about that lineup?
I just think it's a matchup issue. Trying to guard him with bigs is going to be tough. And then putting, size all around him, big wings everywhere. And then the shooting component to it, CJ, Herb hit some shots. We can put, hopefully at some point Trey, and that's Hawk. So it creates matchup issues for teams with his speed and his ability to attack the basket and then just make the next play with his passing ability.
And to that point, what do you think about his ability to just make plays for his teammates? I think he had 5 assists in the 6 defense.
Yeah, Z was good. Like you said, he sees 2-3 guys on him. He just makes the next best play, and that's what we have to continue to do. I thought the second half we got bogged down, couldn't score, but it was good to see the young guys get out there and see what they can do.
It seemed like there was a real emphasis on those split actions, those screening away from the ball. Just what did you think about your team doing that and kind of implementing that into the offense?
We just need to get better at it. Tonight was our first look in a real game running it. It was okay. We got work to do.
To Will's point, it seemed like it was also an emphasis to have guys in both corners. There's a couple times we saw JV there. I don't think we saw him there much last year. How much is that part of the emphasis of what you guys want to do offensively?
Well, I've said it before. Our offense a lot of it is the same. We're tweaking some of it, and that's where you're seeing a lot of the off the ball movement, especially for teams that want to red against us. Now it allows Brandon and Zion to catch the ball at the elbows and have all this action going on. And then make or miss, we want to get extreme corners. We want our spacing to be really good. We want guys to be wide, so it allows driving angles for all of our guys. We're a team that gets to the paint, and now we can create open looks when the spacing is right.
What does extreme corners mean? I'm just not sure. Like, what do you mean by extreme corners?
There's sometimes that you get to the corner, but you 3-4 feet away. You really want to be 1 or 2 feet from the baseline. That's enough to be able to still drive baseline, but that spacing is a big difference. When you got guys driving the basketball, it makes your guy have to help from a longer distance. So we're stressing that in practices.
How did you feel about the defense today? And do you feel like the offense, if it's working well, influences the defense versus, perhaps getting back on live rebounds?
We'll go back and look. Like I said, I thought solid first half. Second half, not so much. We still got a ton of work in front of us. We know it. So we'll get back to some practice tomorrow, watch some film, get on the floor, and continue to build.
How important is it for guys like Seabron to get these opportunities, get these minutes to showcase in front of everyone what they're able to do?
It's extremely important, and it's what we talked about after shoot-around. It's what I talked about before the game, is that these minutes are important. We have to value every minute that you get on the NBA floor, and you have to try to win those minutes. You do them by, number one, you have to outcompete. You have to outwork. And, our guys are our first unit guys. They understand it, and now we're trying to get our young guys to just come up another level.
There's been a lot of emphasis on pace, and I know that was last year as well. You guys got about 95 shots up today. Were you satisfied overall with the pace of play, both half court and just in general?
I thought it was solid. Once again, I got to go back and watch the film on it, but there's room for improvement, and we'll look at it and continue to get better in those areas. But I thought it was solid for the most part.
You talked a lot about how Zion would be better in the 5 and more unguardable. How does this offense really cater to his abilities, and getting the spacing and the court vision going, finishing with a team high 5 assists.
Yeah, when you have Bi, CJ, and Jonas as well, other guys that can score the ball, they can defend. You put the ball in his hands when Jonas is off the floor, and now you got these guys that can get to the basket, they can create their own shot. It's hard to pay attention to just Zion when he has the ball. Now you got to be aware of cutting, movement, and at the same time, it allows him to attack guys, get to the basket, get to the free throw line, and if they help, he's making great plays. Okay, thank you all.
How did just the 15 or so minutes you got of run feel out there?
It felt good being back out there.
There's been a lot of talk in training camp about some of the different things you guys are doing offensively. How do you think it just flowed on the offensive end for you guys tonight?
We did some things well, and there's also some things we need to work on.
How did those minutes where the team went a little bit smaller, perhaps with you at the 5, feel for you particularly? And it seemed like the team was able to rattle off a good little scoring run. So what kind of advantages do you think that poses?
We just made good plays. We made good plays, and we had good ball movement.
Coach has really emphasized a lot of sets where you're posting up and they got movement off the ball to kind of take advantage of all the eyes being on you. How much do you think that kind of helps you?
I think it's going to help a lot, but at the same time, this is the NBA. People make adjustments, and you just got to see how the opposing team is going to play.
It seemed like one of the adjustments you guys have made offensively is a little bit more space, and it seemed like there was sometimes 2 guys in the deep corners. How do you think that's going to help you guys, especially when they're trying to get a lot of actions with you and Brandon going?
I think it's going to help a lot. Any extra spacing me, BI, or CJ can get, we're going to take advantage of.
And how much does it help that y'all are trying to do more with you and BI working together to try to take advantage of all the attention y'all can bring?
That's going to be good for us because the defense is going to have to make a decision on whether they're going to focus on me or focus on BI, and both of us going to capitalize on it.
Last preseason, you weren't able to get the starting 5 out on the court for a long stretch. How important is it to get these minutes early and then continue to build off that for us again?
It's very important. Just trying to build chemistry with the guys.
Did you feel like your old self out there? Just feeling like sitting on the floor?
And I was just playing basketball, to be honest.
One of your assists went to Jordan Hawkins in the corner. What's it been like just watching him in this week or so?
Jordan, he has a pure shot. His shot is pure, and with a shooter like that, if he has that much space, you got to find him.
I know the stakes aren't necessarily high on a first preseason game, but just given how long it's been, was it any interesting feelings or just emotions after all the work you did to get back to be out there playing?
Not at all. Just playing basketball.
All right, thanks again.
You guys have a good night. Oh, now I'm ready.
How did you think the offense was tonight?
Not bad. Not bad. I think we worked on a lot of stuff over the last, few weeks, just trying to improve our pace and spacing and just getting used to guys in certain spots. But I think there were spurts where we played really good basketball. There were some spurts where we were a little sloppy and had some turnovers. I think we had 9 turnovers in the first half or something like that. I liked the threes we generated. I liked the transition. I liked getting to the free throw line. A lot of guys. Obviously, Z got us in a bonus early. Big fella was great on the interior. B.I. Heard a lot of guys putting pressure on the rim, which was great. But I think there's some stuff we can still tighten up and get better at. And we still got time to kind of improve and really focus on some of the stuff we didn't do so well.
What do you think about what Zion was able to do tonight?
Well, he looked good. He's unstoppable, so he's going to do what he wants out there on the court. It's just a matter of us getting our spacing right, playing with the right pace, tempo, getting stops and getting out and running and continuing to string together those types of plays I think is helpful for us. But he's going to figure it out and he's going to be successful. We just got to make sure that we're continuing to push the pace, communicating more on defense, and then when we get leads, 10, 11, 12-point leads, we got to push those to 15, 20. I mean, he's a really smart basketball player. He understands, spacing. He understands when to attack, when to make the right play. I have to watch the film because I haven't seen it yet, but I thought we had some pretty good possessions. The league is evolving, where there's a lot of different guys who can play the 5 on many teams, and there's a lot of small ball 5 and versatility where guys are switching, teams are switching, so you got to be able to meet them, where they're at and try to exceed that, and obviously he's a guy that can play a lot of different positions.
We saw a lot of split action, some off-ball screen and stuff like that. How much has that been the emphasis during camp for this new offense?
Yeah, it's setting screens, moving, trying to make quick decisions, being able to set back screens, flare screens, pin downs, just unique actions that allow the ball to go from one side to the other. And I think most of the night we were doing it, and at times we had success. And I think it's just more of us just getting used to it and continuing to find our spots, get into the flow, and making quick decisions.
Last year, during preseason, y'all weren't able to have your starting 5 out for a good bit of time. How important is it to get these minutes early and then progress towards early season?
Yeah, it's helpful to be able to get time on the court together in game situations, also in practice. And as the preseason goes on, I'm sure we'll play a little bit more just to continue to gain that continuity. It's been a long time since we've all been out there together collectively. We've all been out there, independently at times throughout the last season. But the more we can play together, the better.
What do you think Brandon can do as kind of the point guard in this offense? It seems like he's running a lot of actions through him. How do things change running it through him?
I mean, we got a lot of guys that are capable of making, the right decisions. B.I. is obviously a guy who's going to have a lot of ball handling responsibility. He's going to have to make plays for himself, make plays for others. And I think down the stretch of last season, he did it a lot. And, for us, it's about figuring out ways to play to everybody's strengths and making sure that we're putting guys in positions to succeed. You'll see Herb initiate the offense some. You'll see me initiate. Zion, obviously, you didn't get to see point Zion tonight, but I'm sure you'll see a lot of different looks in terms of what we're trying to do. We're trying to play with pace. We're trying to put ourselves in position to be successful, and we got a lot of guys that can do that.
Has it been an adjustment for you? Because, y'all are so heavy pick-and-roll ISOs in Portland. Is it kind of just really different for you in this offense, or is it kind of similar to stuff you've done in the past?
I figure it out, man. I've been in the league a long time, so I kind of understand how the game goes, and I know what spots and spaces I need to be in. And, I like pick and rolls, and we'll still run some pick and rolls. I like pin downs. Those are things that I've been successful at and be successful with, and I think we'll continue to implement different things. But, for us and for me specifically, I can catch and shoot. I can attack closeouts. I can initiate the offense. I can chill in the corner. So I can do a lot of different things, for us. And I think a lot of different guys are going to do different stuff, and we'll continue to kind of implement different things into our offense as we get closer to the season, and then we'll continue to adjust as we need to throughout the season.
These preseason type settings, like in the second half, the starters didn't play. How much are y'all coaching up some of the younger players who are getting these opportunities?
Yeah, I think for them it's a great experience to be out there on the floor, to play against a different opponent where you may not understand their game or know their game as much as you know us, playing and practicing against us every day. It's about execution, spacing, competing, doing the little stuff, and then trying to see a carryover right from camp, understanding that a lot of guys have gotten better, they've maybe added stuff to their game or maybe just got more comfortable, and now you want to see that kind of translate to the game action. I think as they get more minutes, as they get are more used to the flow and the game conditioning, I think they'll continue to improve.
When you have a really significant player who hasn't played since last January 2nd, is it kind of exceptional for a preseason game to have him come back and be able to work with him and see him? Do you feel any energy in the building because of it or anything?
Oh, well, we've been playing with him for weeks, but I think, for the fans and for the community, I think they're very excited. Obviously, he's a very good player, right? And you want to have the best players on the floor, and this gives us a chance to play our best basketball. Now we still are going through some injuries with Trey and Larry and Jose, and Cody's battling some stuff, but I think the more healthy we can be, the better. And obviously, we want our best players to be able to play every night, and this is a step in that direction. And it's an opportunity for the fans to see, the work that he's put in, the work that we put in collectively to try to be better this season.
Thanks, CJ. Thank you.
Have a good one.